Okay. Thank you guys so much for jumping on this call tonight. I am so ecstatic. I am like literally glowing and jumping out of my pants because I am so excited about Erin Postle coming on this call today. You guys, this is a friend of mine. We met at the beginning of the START tour. She was one of our speakers in Welcome Simon. She's one of our speakers in Powell River for the first START event. And this was really exciting, you guys. Erin is an incredible human being. She has a master's degree in psychology. She is an Isagenix millionaire. She's also an Isabody finalist. She was named, what was it, Erin, the leader of the year? Am I getting that right? Is it top?
Impact Award.
Impact Award. You guys, now, Erin, can you just explain to people that are new or never have really heard about these awards? Can you explain what the Impact Award is? Because it's really powerful.
Yeah, that was really touching for me. Just someone who gives back and I guess makes a big impact and really lives out the values of Isagenix. So that was really meant a lot to me. Because I love to do these calls and give back to help everybody. So
yeah, and just so you guys all know, like, we have about 4 to 5 different teams, maybe 6 teams, all on this call right now from different parts of the world. We have about 6 different countries on right now. So you guys, we started this call about 3 weeks ago. And I started it because I was noticing people on my team were finding they were struggling with something. They were either struggling with sticking to their products, or they were struggling to make a consultant, or struggling to pay for their pack. And I realized one key thing that we were missing from all this training that we were doing was that if we do not have the proper mindset to believe in ourselves and believe that we're worth it, we are not going to go anywhere. It is like trying to drive a vehicle without any gas. So what I found, and I was so grateful, was to learn about this beautiful human being who's going to be speaking on the call tonight, that she specializes in helping people get out of their own way, to get out of that stuck mindset and to move forward, because you guys all deserve greatness. You guys all deserve to have breakthrough. You guys all deserve to have whatever finances you need, whatever health results in your life. So I don't want to chat anymore or take up any more of the time. I just want to jump right into this. So Erin, I'm so grateful that you are here, and I'm so excited for what you have to share tonight.
Well, thank you so much, guys, and hello, everyone. You have a great leader here, Trina, and your leaders. I like this. Just give Trina some love in the chat there. So thank you, Trina, for leading the way, and so fun to connect with new people. I've been around for 8 years, which seems like forever. So I love the energy of new, fresh blood. It's so exciting. Yeah, totally. So guys, I just want to bring you back to my very first time, because there's so many lessons in what I do and in how I built my business. So I got started just like most of you guys. I was like a little chubby. I was 40 and I was like, I'm not ready to get old. I'm not ready to give it up. I still have something left in this body, you know? And so I jumped into Isagenix. I was very skeptical. I had a little bit of an online following. This is 2008. Some of you were still in high school, I know, but this is in the olden days, guys, when Facebook was new. Being a life coach was new. I was a life coach before it was cool. And the last thing on earth I wanted to do was do some crazy freaking shake thing and tell my audience that I was doing that. So I was like a secret Isagenix girl. Hid my products, tried to even hide it from my husband. Lo and behold, after 3 weeks, I was jogging, my pants were falling down, and I couldn't help but tell everybody. So that was kind of how I got started. And we didn't have a lot of money though, because I quit my day job to become a life coach, which I was a good one, but at the same time, there's no money in that really. So I thought, what if I could make $200 a month? Could I make $200 a month? Wow, that'd be amazing. Wow. I mean, I can't even imagine. I would eat for free. And then what if I could make $500 a month? I was driving a rusty old Honda, and I would drop my kids off at preschool, and I would see these moms with like fingernails and nice white SUVs. And I thought, I want to be one of them. I want to be one of those ladies, right? And so, but it just seems so impossible. So my dreams started really small. I just want you to know that, okay? But the work that I did then is the same work that I do now, the same work that I did on my inner game to make $200 a month and $500 a month is the same work that I did to become an Isabody Finalist, to become an Isagenix millionaire, to have my biggest month, which was 45,000 US dollars in 1 month, a little bit more than 200. It was the same process, okay? So what I'm going to teach you guys is kind of the best of the best that I've taken from 20 years, 25 years of personal development, messing it up and putting it all together. So grab a pencil and paper. Now I'm going to teach you a few chunks and it's all going to come together, okay? So you're brand new. You're brand new, you're sitting there and you all know about the why. Okay, I'm going to graze over this worksheet, but Trina will put it in your group. And I want you to meet with someone after this call. That's going to be your homework this week. And it's going to be to do a whoop. And it's kind of like the why, but it's just a little bit better. Okay? So I'm going to share my screen. And I want to just walk you through this. So why is this important, by the way? Why is this important? Because if you don't have, let me just stop my share for a second. Well, I'll share it right now and then. Guys, have you ever gone to the gym and you didn't have a workout and you just were like, I'm just gonna go to the gym, maybe you're at a hotel or something, and you go in and you like do a couple bench press, do a couple, and you kind of walk around and then you leave? Like you just get the worst workout. It's just so unsatisfying, right? And then you go into the workout and you got a game plan. You got your sets, you know what you're doing, it's written down. Do you get a better workout? Of course you do. And that's the same with this. Whether you want to make $50 a month, $200 a month, I want you to go through this process. And here's a clue. You can use this with your customers. I met with a customer this morning and this is what I did with her. So the very first thing that I would do, and does anyone want to volunteer? Who's struggling right now in their business? The best way to learn. Okay, yes, Tanisha, unmute and.
Tinashe.
Tanisha, okay, where are you from?
UK.
UK, oh, nice to meet you. I have a few team members in the UK. Laura
Thank you,
Hallett.
what a pleasure. Thank you very much, what a pleasure.
Okay, awesome. So let's talk about the whoop. So let's say Tinasha, no, say it again.
Tinashe.
Tinashe is my customer or my business builder, and he's brand new. So I'm going to treat him as if he were my person enrolled and we're meeting. And I'm going to say, okay, well, Tinashe, what is your wish? Like, what do you want to kind of accomplish with Isagenix? And I'm going to write this down as he tells me. So kind of what would your, like my wish was like $200 a month. Like, honestly, that was my wish at the beginning. What's your wish right now? Like,
my wish is to have a financial breakthrough. I've got quite a big family and we tend to struggle. Like there's 5 of us, and I'm just seeing my mom struggling and things like that. I mean, I'm only 24, so I'm trying to just have that financial breakthrough where I don't want to see my family struggle. Just being able to access things they want to access, whether that is just just being to buy whatever things that they want. Just access whatever things they want and stuff like that.
Okay. So let's get real specific. If you had to put your wish in one sentence, like my wish, like honestly, I had wishes like if I could make $500 a month, I could buy the cheese that I wanted. I could get a new car. Like what would that wish be? Like I want you to get specific. Like
mainly is being able to travel. Really, that's one of my main wishes. Being able to make enough income to be able to travel around the world. So
okay, what would your first trip be that you can believe? That's a little bit of like maybe not a 52-day cruise, but maybe like if I could go to Bali for 2 weeks, or what would a wish be? In the
I want to go to Vietnam. Has been one of my main lists. Vietnam. Just to go to Vietnam because I've always wanted to go there. I haven't had the chance to go there just because of money.
So that's your wish. So you see, guys, and I'm coaching you along. You see how his wish was really big and vague, and we narrowed it down. Vietnam is my. So write that down. Okay, that's your wish. Now we're going to talk about the outcome. What is the outcome? Like I want you to imagine you're in Vietnam. Like I've been to Thailand, which is similar. Like you're walking in the streets and you can smell the food and you can feel the humidity and you're at the beach and it is like you wake up in the morning and you are there. how is that going to feel? Like, let's imagine it. Like, I was on a floating bed, like, you know, those beds that hang by ropes, and I'm waking up in a beach hut, you know, with my husband. Like, it was amazing. Like, what would that feel like for you to wake up in Vietnam?
For me, that would be like a dream coming true. It made me feel happy. Probably would be like the best feeling ever. So yeah, that'll be one of the main things.
Okay. That feeling, can you, like, I want you to spend some time really imagining that. Like, I would feel so happy. What other emotions? What other feelings? Would you feel grateful? Would you feel at peace? Would you feel, what else? Proud.
Um, yeah, I'll feel more at peace, more proud. And one of my main goals is just to experience the culture there because I've read quite a lot about Vietnam. So I would feel more proud, like I've achieved something that I've always wanted to. And you know, it would just create this excitement within me, just in general. And that I've always wanted, that I've been dreaming about.
Right. So we have excitement, we have that passion, right? So that's in the law of attraction. That's the magnet. That's what's going to bring it to you, right? Like connecting that feeling, you know, just knowing that feeling. Okay. You want to feel that now. You want to visualize that now. Okay. I really want you to imagine that. Well, for you to do that and make the income to get there, we're going to go to the second. Oh, what are the main obstacles that are preventing you? Like, what is getting in the way of you making Vietnam happen?
For me, financially, I would say that's one thing.
The financial?
Um, yeah. Two would be just the fear of just traveling. Just alone. That's just one other thing.
Is that the main thing? The money? Okay.
Yeah,
So as far as making, I presume you're here because you want to make money with your Isagenix business,
that's
right?
right.
Are
Yes.
you making the money that you want in your Isagenix business?
No, I haven't started any yet.
Okay. Do you foresee any obstacles there? Like some people say, well, the obstacle to me making money is I'm scared to talk to people, or the obstacle is I don't know what to say. Like, what are some of the obstacles to you making money right now?
Some of the most obstacle that I've been trying to overcome myself is just worrying about what people think about me. That's one thing that's I feel like that's the last thing that's just on my way at the moment. So I'm kind
Okay.
of like scared to post on Facebook about like my actual story, like my what I was like before I started Isagenix. But I've seen results and I kind of believe, but when it just comes to posting on Facebook, there's just something that's stopping me for some reason.
Yeah. So the number one obstacle is kind of worrying about what other people think. Go in
Yeah.
the chat, you guys. Is anyone else ever worried about what other people think? Put yes in the chat if you've ever worried about what other people think of you. Okay. So now the P, and I was afraid too. Okay. And the P is the plan. So I'm going to stop the share because I want to see all of you and all your faces. And we're going to make the plan. I'll tell you, Tanash, yes, you have an incredible heart. Give some love. Has anyone else felt this way? Look at everybody else. Yes, 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 so much. Guess what? This is the number one thing that blocks everybody, is worrying about what people think. This comes from, by the way, our DNA and our biology. Because guess what? 3,000 years, thousands of years ago, when we lived in, you know, when we were like living in tribes and we were in caves and we were part of a pack, guess what happened if the tribe kicked you out? You died by the lions, right? You died on your own. It's in our biology to belong. So it's really normal to have that feeling because you're stepping out of the norm. So it's really super normal. Everybody has it. It's even wired into our DNA to try to go with the flow. So it takes courage, but I'm going to teach you guys how to do that. So here's the plan. So we have to create a plan for him and for all of you. And I created a plan for me on how to overcome that. And the interesting thing is, like Trina, we worked on that too, right? Just with a different wrapper, but it was essentially the same thought. Okay. So Tanash, thank you so much. And we're going to make your plan right now. So number one, we're going to write down we're going to, so the first part of the plan is to change that belief and that thought, right? And then we can make another plan. Who else has some ideas of what we could do? What else could Tinash do besides we're going to change that thought here in a second? Who else has been able to overcome the thought of what other people think of them? Who else has been able to overcome that? Do you have any ideas for him? Unmute and share. Fake it till you make it. What about coming on a call? Like, what about surrounding yourself with people that also are in the same boat? Like, do you think coming on here helps?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think going to events helps? Yes. So could that be part of his plan? Yes.
Surrounding yourself with other people that are also working on their mindset, so you know that you're not alone in it, but you're also getting the confidence that if they can do it too, you can do it too. And these events are exactly what those are created for, because Isagenix is literally a mindset changing personal development attached to a compensation plan. That's what it is.
Totally. The other thing that can really help is number 3. So number 1 is working on your thoughts and your mind. And I'm going to teach you guys that in a few minutes. Number 2 in the plan is go to events and surround yourself with like-minded people, right? So when I go to events, I'm like, these are my people. I belong. We all think the same way. That's why people go to churches, right? That's why people go to gyms, right? Because that's their tribe. Surround yourself with your tribe, right? The other thing I used to do a lot of at the very beginning, because I had the same exact thought, was I listened to podcasts. I listened to a lot of Isagenix podcasts. I looked at a lot of Isagenix videos. I surrounded myself with great information, right? And the other thing I would say is I was a product of the product. I test drove the products. I just had a girl message me and say, Erin, where can I read about all this science? And I said, it's great to read about the science, but the most posture you will have is when you experience it. It's like reading about snowboarding. You can read all day long about snowboarding, but until you snowboard or until you surf or until you ride a bike, you don't know how that feels. So what I do, here's another part of your plan. I just did a 30-day greens challenge because I wanted to build a story on the greens. So I took the greens every single day. I documented my journey, and I noticed that at 48, I have less wrinkles, right? And I got a lot of people in my group to do a 30-day greens challenge. And one girl dropped from 125 pounds, a 3-year plateau, to 114 pounds just by adding in the greens. So now I built a story. So do you think I care what anyone thinks about the greens? Because I'm like, I don't care. I got less wrinkles, and my friend just dropped 10 pounds using the greens. So build posture by really test driving it. So my next challenge is I'm going to test drive the ant line, right? And I'm going to see how badass I recover with, and I'm going to feel my muscles, and I'm going to see the definition, and I'm going to do it for 60 days. And I'm going to have bulletproof posture on that, because it doesn't matter what anyone says. I can even have a trainer. I can even have a bodybuilder say, I don't really believe in that, but I just know. I know what I know. Guys, look at this, right? So that's another part of your plan. Is there, so let's go back to the first one. So we kind of build a rough plan. Does that make sense? So that WHOOP is really helpful, guys. If you're working with someone, an obstacle might have been, just to give you an example, and you can use this with your customers. If you have somebody who comes in, they want to lose some weight. Okay, what's your wish? God, geez, I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, what's the outcome? What's that going to feel like? Can you imagine what's it going to be like when you lose 20 pounds? What's it going to be like to just slide on your favorite jeans and walk out the door and run 20 pounds lighter? What's that going to feel like? Oh man, that's going to feel, I did it this morning in the coffee shop with a lady. She was like, oh, that's me feel so good. I'm just going to feel so light on my feet, and then I'm going to get on dating sites. It's going to feel amazing. Okay, awesome. What are the obstacles? What's getting in the way of you sticking to this? Because you've been doing this for 2 months and you haven't been able to stick to it. She goes, I can't imagine it, Erin. I can't visualize myself where I want to go. I have like a wall. That's her obstacle. I said, okay, well, here's the plan. We're going to start building you a compelling, we got to make a vision, because if you can't see it, you can't achieve it. So I use this whoop, you guys, with my customer. If you have someone in your team that's struggling, do this whoop, right? And don't just take the first answer, right? My tenacious first answer, oh, I want to make some income. But I had to drill it down. So part of his plan too, I want you to go and research, Tanash. This is your homework. I want you to research, okay? And I'm going to unmute. You can unmute. I want you to go research Vietnam trips, okay? I want you, see the smile, right? I want you to go figure out how much is it going to cost you to fly there. I want you to figure out the best time of year to go based on the seasons. I want you to go in some Thailand or Vietnam travel groups. By the way, you can meet some new friends this way, just as a side note. Go into those Facebook groups and ask them, hey, who's ever been to Vietnam? What do you guys recommend? What's the best place to stay? Start researching it, and I want you to make a little vision board. This is exactly what I did. I wanted to take my family to Disney World, and on a vision board just like this, I put up pictures of Disney. And I went to work, okay? And I just kept taking my ice wallet and putting it to the side and putting it to the side and putting it to the side. We didn't have any extra money. My husband's in the Air Force. I was part-time. I had 2 little kids. We had never been on a family vacation because we were Air Force. We had to go and visit family. We never went on a vacation. And then one day I had enough money. $7,000 is a lot of money to go to Disney World. And I'll never forget, I opened up the garage door and I said to my husband, I did it. And it was the same feeling you said, so proud. I did it. I have enough money. And we went to Disney. And we just didn't go to Disney like when I went and had like a brown lunch bag with the free food and staying at the Days Inn where we had to drive. We stayed in Disney World. We ate at Disney World, Disney dining. You know, like we like, it was like my kids got off the plane and this giant black guy, and my kids had never seen a person of color. They were like, oh my God. And he gave them this Princess Stephanie or Princess Jessica and Princess Sydney. And he gave them these crowns. They were just like, oh, and I cried all the way on the Magical Express bus, knowing that I did that. Okay. So we're going to create an image for you of Vietnam that is so vivid, that is so sharp. And when you fall asleep at night, you're going to think about it. When you wake up in the morning, you're going to think about it. Because here's the reality. 25% of people, Tanash, will judge you, and they won't like you, and they will think you're crazy. And 25% are going to love you and think that you are a legend. And 50% are going to feel pretty neutral about what you're doing. Frankly, most people don't really care. So you're going to get it all, but I want you to have that vision. So that's the other part of your homework. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's
awesome. Okay.
That.
So we all have the same mindset. Let's pretend we all have the same thought. People are going to judge me. And I have it written down in a book right over here from 8 years ago. I did the exact same thing. And I said, what are my top 10 fears with building this business? And the number one was, people are going to judge me. Women are going to hate me. Network marketing women are annoying. Have you guys ever had these thoughts? Yes, because they are, frankly, some of them really are annoying. So here's what I did, and I'm going to teach this to you guys. This is my magic formula. It's called Self-Coaching 101. Okay? I'm actually going to do it on this whiteboard right here behind me. So, oh my gosh, my dog is barking. Okay. Okay. So I want you to write down these letters: C, T, someone can type it if you want, F, A, R. Okay? So it's, the first line is circumstance. The circumstances are these neutral things in your life that we don't have control over. Tanash, things like people saying, Tanash, you're crazy, or people judging you, or people loving you, or, you know, the circumstances in your life. it's raining outside. That's a circumstance, it's a fact, and it's just a neutral situation in the environment. Because the reality is some people might actually send you a message and say, you're crazy, what are you doing? So that's just a circumstance. What matters is the second thing, and put a little arrow there, is your thought about it. What is the meaning and the story and the thought and the sentence in your head about that, right? You know, like, what is the thought when people judge or when people say certain things, right? What is the thought that you have about it? What is the meaning? Like, for me, it was like I need people to like me. I want people to like me, or I'm not good enough, or there's something wrong with me. Like, what is the thought? And somebody else can type it in the chat, or you can type it. What is the thought that you have when people judge you? What is that? What is the meaning that you give that, do you think? Or you can even share. What comes up for you guys when you think about that? That you're not good enough, right? Right, so I'm not good enough, right? Or I don't belong, or like, I am not good enough, right? So the thought is, I'm not enough. Not good enough, I'm not enough, right? Anyone else have that thought? Yeah, not smart enough, who the hell am I? Questioning myself, I'm letting people down, right? So all these thoughts happen. Pick your thought, right? What happens after we have a thought? We have a feeling state. We have an energy, right? What is the feeling that you get when you start saying, oh, I'm not enough, or, oh, people, you know, like, I'm letting people down, or I'm not smart enough? What's the feeling? You feel sick. That's the F. F is the feeling. You feel upset. You feel sick. You feel insecure. You feel small. You feel unimportant. You feel stupid, anxious, defeated, right? We've all felt that. Failed. You feel like a failure. Like, you feel this sense of, yeah. And I think fear. Would you say fear? You're afraid. Like, oh, right? Ugh, yuck. And can any of you guys feel that right now? Like, as we talk about it, don't you feel it? Like, the heaviness? It's yucky, right? Well, what's the next thing down after our feeling? Is there's an A, and that's for action. What is the action that you take when you feel fearful, sick, anxious, defeated? What kind of actions do you take, or maybe you don't take? Maybe type in the chat. You make excuses. So like, you maybe procrastinate, you go do other stuff, right? Maybe you hold back, right? You hide. Yeah, that's a good one, right? You deflect, you blame, you avoid. This is the number one thing. If you're not taking action, it's because you're in fear, right? So interesting, right? Anyone been there before? Give a little wave. Yeah, we've all been there. Hello. Guess what the R is? The R is your result. So what kind of result do you get, guys, when you avoid, when you procrastinate, when you freeze, when you hide? 0 results. So here's the cool part about life. Your results go back up and you prove your thought true. You're like, yep, exactly what I thought. Not good enough, can't do it, don't deserve it. And you end up proving your thought true. And you get in a spin cycle. Does this make sense to you guys? Okay. Here's another really good example. Let's imagine weight, because a lot of people in Isagenix come to us for weight issues. Okay. The circumstance is they have 20 pounds of extra fat on their body. That's just a circumstance. It's like a fact, like it's a number, and it's not good or bad. It's just a number. It's a circumstance. It's very neutral. Now, the next thing is your thought. What's your thought about that? I'm disgusting. Nobody's gonna want me. I'm not good enough. I'm weak, right? All these thoughts. right? And you'll be able to tell, like I can always tell when someone comes to me and they have really heavy thoughts about their extra weight, it's going to be a bit of a harder go for them, right? So I want to help them kind of change their thoughts about this too. So if they're thinking that, how are they going to feel? They're going to feel defeated. They're going to feel unworthy. They're going to feel unmotivated. And what kind of actions they take, they're not going to stick to their program. They're going to quit. They're going to give up. Do you guys ever have someone who bought a program and they gave up right away? Because their thought wasn't, I can do this. It's like, I'm going to fail. I'm not going to be able to stick to this. I can't do it. So you could always ask your people, what's your number one fearful thought about doing this? They said, I'm just worried I can't do it. Well, jeepers, we got to change that thought, but they are going to quit. They are going to return it. They are going to give up because they're going to be fearful. And then what kind of actions do they take? As soon as they get uncomfortable, they're going to quit. And then the result is they don't get the results and they say, yeah, I knew it wasn't going to work. It's not going to work for me. I knew it wasn't going to work. I knew it was a scam, and they prove the result true. So we have to find the thought that's in their head. So just like I asked Tanash, so what is your number one objection? What is your number one fearful thought? And you said, I'm worried about what people think. Okay, plug it in. I'm worried about what people think. If I don't help him with this, it might continue to pop up. By the way, these thoughts never go away, but we turn the volume down on them, right? We just turn the volume down on the thought, and it'll come up once when we turn the volume down again on it, okay? So how do we turn the volume down? Well, real simple. For the light and easy thoughts, what I did was I listed out all my painful thoughts, and beside it, I wrote out a better feeling thought. So what's a better feeling thought that you can believe? Or you borrow the thoughts from somebody that you really respect. Okay, so when I started with my thought that network marketing women were annoying, I thought, what would Kathy Coover's thoughts be about a network marketing woman? Her thoughts would be like, network marketing women are powerful. Network marketing women are amazing, right? So I borrowed her thought and I forced myself to think that thought. I forced it over and over and over. And a thought that you think over and over and over becomes a belief. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Oh my God, I can do it. Right? What would you tell your kids? You can do it, honey. You can do it. You can do it. You know, you're strong enough. You're smart enough. You're strong. All of a sudden they believe it, right? It's the same with this. So we got to find a better feeling thought. Okay. So Tanash was like, I'm worried about what people think. Let's come up with some better feeling thoughts. Here's one. How about what matters is what you think. I'm worried about what I think. I'm not worried about what other people, I'm worried about what I think. Like, doesn't that already feel lighter? Yeah, Tanasha, I want to hear from you about that. Unmute there. Oh, you're muted.
Yes, I like that. I like the way that you approach that scenario where I'm worried about what I think about this. I think that sort of like gives you confidence to overcome that fear. Like, I'm just not thinking about what other people are thinking. I'm thinking about what I'm thinking. So this allows me to think about the things I want to achieve. Then it motivates me to even go further and do whatever I want to do. So that's really, really good one.
You know what's
like
a special thing too? If you can use kind of the same words in your better feeling thought, it's even better. Like the brain really likes it. So it's like, I'm worried about what I think. Here's what I think. I'm worried about, do you have kids?
No, not yet.
No, like
I'm
a partner
24.
or mother?
No, I'm 24. I'm just single. No one at the moment.
Well, do you worry, it's like, what matters is what I think. What matters is what do my leaders think? Your leaders think that you're a badass and you can do this, right? So like, what's another limiting belief? Like, I'm not enough, right? I am enough. Of course I'm enough. I was born, we're all born enough, right? What are some of these other, I'm letting people down. Oh, Trina, oh, good one. I'm letting people down. What's a better feeling thought using some of those words?
Are you asking me, Erin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was waiting for Tanashi to answer that. A better feeling thought that I'm letting people down.
That uses a lot of those same words.
Help me out, girl.
Does anyone see how obvious this is? Oh, we got a screen share.
Yeah. I was like, oh, there's a good screenshot of me laughing. Awesome.
Who's Trina letting down?
No one really.
I'm letting myself down, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm letting people down. You're letting yourself down.
Yeah.
Or I refuse to let myself down. I'm not going to let myself down. Right?
We're still through it. But it's a good
is this more like reverse psychology then? Is it sort of like, you know, trying to retrain, like reprogram your brain, like, you know, say like you can't do these things, you tell yourself that you can do these things and over again, and then subconsciously it will stick up in your brain and things like that.
Yeah. Do you guys want to know how I became an Isabody finalist?
Yes, please.
Reprogram my brain. So I have to let my dog in. Can you guys hear him? He's crying. He's a lab. His goal in life is to be at my side. Give me 1 second.
It's all good.
And talk about better feeling thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. So let's hear from somebody else. Like, do you want to just unmute yourself? Just if you were feeling that feeling that you were letting people down, what would be like? There can be so many answers. You can either put it in the chat or you can unmute yourself. Of just what would be another answer, you know, of what would be the positive of that. You guys got some ideas?
How about I'm building people up instead of letting them down?
That's good.
How about I'm going to make myself proud?
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be an example for other people. That's really good. Yeah.
So one of the things that I think about is how I'm changing people's lives.
Way to go. Hey, Pam.
Yeah. And what will people think of me? Like, they're not my people. Like, what they think of me is, like, they're just not my people, right? So, but, okay, so I'm going to tell you how I won Isabody Finalist, okay? So I made a decision, number one. That was the first thing, is I made a decision. I made the decision. It was so deep. I felt like I was going to be sick. I just decided on such a deep level. And I had some weight to drop. I had some muscle to gain. I had to work hard. I'd never seen myself as an athlete. I was just like this juicy party girl. I'd never really seen myself in that light. And so I really had to force myself to see myself in a way that I'd never been before. And so I wrote down my goals, just like I'm asking Tanashi, like I'm asking you. I put it up here, and I said, Erin Postle, Isabody Finalist, June 2014. And I knew what percentage of body fat I wanted to be at. I knew the weight that I wanted to be at. And I put it up here. And I have a cork board like this in my bathroom, by the way, because I put my goals up in my bathroom. It's amazing how many times a day you're in your bathroom, like getting out of the shower and all that. And I started to work out. And I would run, and I would say, Erin Postle, Isabody Finalist, Erin Postle, Isabody Finalist, and I would run on my treadmill, and I'd vacuum my floors, Erin Postle, Isabody Finalist, walk my dogs, Erin Postle, and I did the 6 minutes to success. Did I have any blips? Oh yeah. Like I remember in my brain thinking I was like super lean, and then I'm getting weighed and it wasn't happening, but I just stayed the course. I stayed the course. I stayed the course. And then one day, like it was, I wrote it down and I focused on it, and I do the 6 minutes to success. The first 3 minutes when you wake up in the morning, I say a little bit of a prayer, but then I just start visualizing, and I see it and I know it. And then as I'm falling asleep, I'm seeing it and I'm focusing on it. So Tanash would be seeing Thailand. I know it might be like 1-star executive, you know, Tanash, and he would be visualizing that or saying it and feeling really good about it. And I remember they called me. I was at the beach with my family, and they called me. It was Travis Garza at Isagenix, and they wanted to tell me that I was an Isabody finalist. And I was almost not surprised, because I had rehearsed it so much in my head. that when they called me, it was like, oh, I knew it. Amazing. Of course you're calling me, because I already knew that in my head. But the funny thing was, I never thought about champion. I just said finalist, and then I was trying to cram in, like I had a month before the, Vegas, and they were doing it, or San Diego. So I was trying to like, Erin Postle champion. You can't cram manifesting, and you can't cram this stuff in. So it was too late to go for the champion, but I did spend 4, 5, 6 months visualizing it, seeing it, tasting it, knowing it, boom, feeling good about it, right? So that's what you guys have to do, is to get really clear on your goal, visualize it, see it. If that was your goal, would you focus on the champ? Because I was in momentum in my business, and I was traveling a lot, and it was stressful on my family, stressful on my kids, stressful on my husband. So I think subconsciously I didn't want to become a champion, because I didn't want to leave my family more. So I was really just happy to be a finalist, and I was really pleased with that, and I was really proud of that. Of course, I'm competitive, so once I was a finalist, I thought, well, I want to win, but I was really, really happy for the girl who did. So I was, making great money, and for me, it was just getting ripped up, and doing that was just finishing what I started was really what it was about for me. So thank you. So we've talked about a few things. Now, you might say, look, Erin, I'm just flipping over a thought. Like, how effective is that really? Well, you know what? I'm not going to lie. There are some deep-rooted thoughts and stories that we do have to clean up, that you can't just flip over and be done with it, right? There are some deeper things that require you to question your thinking, right? And so we can go further into that, but that's when you really want to start questioning. So if you come across a thought that you can't just, so the instructions are, you find the thought, and then you find a better feeling thought. You find a thought that feels really good for you, right? You find a thought that feels better, at least than your crappy thought that's getting in your way, right? Like, oh, what are people going to think? Hey, what am I going to think? I'm going to think I'm a failure, so I'm going to change. You know what I mean? Like, you got to come up with you got to coach yourself through those mini thoughts, right? And you can train yourself to start doing this all the time through the day. But if you have a deep, deep limiting belief in your way, then you have to start questioning your thought and really asking yourself if that's really true. Like, I'm not enough. Really? Is that really true? Really? No, it's not, right? And this is called the work. If you want to do some research, it's called the work. Or if you want to meet with me or Trina, we can help you with this. Those core beliefs. And the question is it true that you're not enough? No, of course not. Are you sure it's not true? Yes, I'm sure, because God, or whomever you believe in, doesn't make people who are not enough. It's just not possible, right? And then the next question, this is powerful, so write this one down. Who would you be in your business? Who would you be without the thought? So Tanash, I want to get you to unmute. Who would you be tomorrow morning without this thought? What are people going to think of me? So you wake up in the morning, the aliens have come in the night and sucked that thought out of your brain. You cannot think that thought. What are people going to think of me? Who are you going to be in your business tomorrow? What do you do differently?
I think when I remove that thought, I see myself just flying through, like, just, I mean, because I know myself, I'm full of energy. I just see myself, just going further, succeed further, and even go further miles, because I believe that I can go further miles and things like that. So I see myself being successful, without having that thought, that fear thought and things like that.
Do you see the light? You feel the lightness, right? Who would you be? So let's get specific. So, and you have such a great energy. So who would you be tomorrow morning? It's like 9 o'clock. And there's Tanash without this thought. What do? Do you like friend 10 people? Do you reach out to someone? Do you make a post? Like, what do you do in your business?
I see myself posting on Facebook, just how I'm feeling, just how happy I am or whatever, just being amazed about the opportunity that I have, just posting. That's what I see. That's how I see myself, that sort of person.
Yeah, and so you see yourself just freely posting and sharing your awesomeness, and then somebody comments, and then what do you do when someone makes a comment? Like, what do you see yourself doing?
I see myself like reaching out to so many lives out there, changing other lives out there, because I don't know what my story is going to impact on. So I see myself making a big impact on other people's life as well, and things like that. So that's how I feel.
Right.
So I
Okay.
would follow up, and yeah.
So like really reaching out. So everyone listening, who would you be without your thought? Who would you be without this thought, I'm not enough, or I'm not smart enough, or people are going to judge me? Who would you be tomorrow morning without that thought? Anyone want to share? I can conquer the world. What would you specifically do in the morning? Would you get up and go for the run that you've been avoiding? Would you reach out to your chicken list? Who wants to share? Who would you be? Like, what would you do differently tomorrow morning without this thought? Start 1,000.
I'll share, Erin. So
Yeah.
this actually happened to me. So Erin worked through this with me 2 weeks ago. And my thought was that I wasn't allowed to succeed. And so we went through the formula and we went through this. And I literally couldn't even say to Erin that I was meant to succeed. I couldn't even say those words. That's how like ingrained that was in me, was that because of circumstance, things would get really good. And then I would like rupture my back, or things would get really good and then I would lose my business, and whatever, things would get really good and then I get injured again or whatever. So I literally had circumstances proving my thought, right? I was like, oh, this proves it, Erin, this proves it. And she's like, but that's not the truth. So she's like, the truth is you're meant to succeed. So she had to kind of like overcome my psyche, or whatever you want to call it, what I was thinking. And she had to kind of champion that thought for me. And what happened is actually it was my 1 year Isagenix anniversary 2 days ago. And I was asked to speak in Calgary. And I was like, I felt I'm totally fine speaking in public, like no problem with that. But that morning I got up and I stood in front of the mirror for the first time in my entire life. I could actually look at myself, not just put makeup on, but I mean, look at myself. And I said my things. Remember, Erin, it was, I am athletic, I am loved, and I am meant to succeed. And it was like something just went ping. And I like lit up with this glow. I went to the meeting, I rocked out my presentation, and that day it was like everything shifted. All these leaders came to me and were like, we want you in our forum, we want you in our group, we want to do work with you. Like, and people were impacted because I was actually manifesting that thought. And that night I met like 4 people who are now getting brought into my business, because instead of me looking for people, they were seeing that I was carrying this thing in me and they wanted it. So I was attracting like moths to a flame, people into my business, because I wasn't concerned about what they would think anymore. I wasn't concerned about failing. I wasn't concerned about not being a good enough leader. I wasn't concerned about these things. I was like, I got this. I'm meant to succeed. I will succeed. It's going to happen. Right. And so therefore, people would need to come into my business for me to succeed. And it was just happening on its own because that light in me was shining through. And so, yeah, it was awesome. It was so cool. And I'm still working through stuff. There's, like you said, Erin, there's these things that you're like, yeah, it's going to be, that thought will come back. Right. And you got to turn the volume down again. And so there could be a new thought, or there could be something that's an appendage to that, and now you got to nip it in the butt and do it again. So there's still more work, and that's something we're still working through, right? But it's so cool to see what happened there actually manifest, and that fruit of that actually coming in my business. So cool.
I love it. And who are you more likely to follow, guys? Someone who's afraid to own that, or someone who's like, I'm meant to succeed. Like, it's like the Pied Piper, you're going to follow, right? So Trina, I'm so happy for you. Just hearing you say, like, she could not say the words. Like, no, she was like, oh, I can't say that. I was like, you want to see, like, Trina is very confident and very self-assured, but she was squirming. She did not want to say it. I forced her to say it. She was like, well, I don't think I could say that. I was like, yeah, you can say it. I pushed her to say it. Guys, I did this with my money, okay? I grew up in a pretty affluent family. My dad was a nuclear physicist. We always had lots of money. but I always felt like we couldn't spend it and there was no fun. Like my friends who had less money got like cougar boots and like, you know, cool clothes. And I didn't get the cool stuff for whatever reason. Sorry, Dad. But so I had this weird thought about money made you boring and made you uptight. So I was like, I don't like money because it makes you like one of those people, you know, it's like eating salad. Ugh, you're one of those salad eaters. I got over that thought too, thank goodness. But so I took this course because I knew if I wanted to make a lot of money that I had to be okay with money. So I did money coaching. And I couldn't say, and some of you might feel uncomfortable with this, that I love money. I thought, ooh, that's such a horrible, selfish, nasty thought. I couldn't say it. I couldn't say it. And I had to work on my money thoughts. Like, I don't deserve money. Money makes you boring. There's never enough money. I had all those limiting thoughts, which made me feel uncomfortable with money, which made me, what were the actions that I would take? I would either spend it all and go back into debt, or I would repel money, right? So yeah, Leah, I can recommend some stuff, and I can even come on and we could even do a money love. I did a money love 4-part series for my team. We could do something like this with everyone. So, and I got to the point where I was like, well, money's okay. And now I can say, I love money. I love what money does. I love what it does for my family. I love that I was able to send my daughter to Denmark. I love that I can buy stuff for my friends. I love that I can go to the spa tomorrow and just take a day. I love that it brings, you know, peace to my daily life because I don't have to worry about bills, right? So, but if I still had those nasty money thoughts, I'd never be where I am today, right? So you have to work on your thinking, okay? So I'm going to type in the chat a couple of things. So I'm trained by Brooke Castillo, Self-Coaching 101. You can look up that YouTube video in the training. She's got a great book, but just go on the YouTube. There's a PDF you can download where you can coach yourself. That's that thought, feeling, action kind of thing. You can coach your friends on it. The big stuff is the work. Byron, I'm typing this in the chat for those who don't know. Byron Katie, the work. The 4 questions to turn around your painful thought. And you don't need a life coach. You need to print off those 4 questions, find a partner, find your most yucky, painful thought and say, read me these questions, please, right? And the first question is that true? I'm not enough. Is that true? Yes, it's really true. Question number 2, are you sure that that's true? Can you absolutely know for sure? Question number 3, who would you be without the thought? And then the last question is we turn that thought around to the opposite. And so for Trina, without the thought, she was on fire. She was the girl on the stage. So we took that thought, we turned it to the opposite. We take the thought, right, and we turn it to the exact opposite. And then we come up with reasons why that's true. So for Tanash, it's like people, you know, I'm worried about what people think. What's the opposite? I'm worried about what I think. You know what? I should be more worried about what I think. Well, why is it true? Well, because what I think is actually what's going to show up in my life, right? Number 2, I can't control what other people think. I can only control what I think. So like we take these thoughts, turn them to the exact opposite, and come up with reasons why that thought is true. So I know this is a lot. We started really big with the whoop, right? The whoop is big. It's general kind of stuff you can do with your everyday people, your everyday business builders. If they have a light, fluffy thought that you want to change, just find a better feeling thought about this. Let's find some better thoughts about it. Let's think those through. If they have a big deal breaker, like a big, painful thought that's getting in the way, then we're going to do the work on those thoughts. We're going to take that thought and we're going to turn it around. We're going to let that go. We're going to see who you would be without this thought. For women with their weight issues, you know, I don't deserve it, right? Who would you be without that thought? Oh my God, I'd be like a freaking badass. I'd be getting up. I'd be making my shake. I'd be going to the gym. I'd be telling my family, no, can't go do this because I got to go to the gym. No, I can't do that. I can't have a drink with you ladies. Can't have some wine because I'm on a mission, right? So You have to work on your head. You have to work on your mindset. So we have the inner game. So here's how you become a success. You can write this down. Number 1, the inner game, right? Mastering your mindset. Number 2, learning some skills. How do you talk to people? How do you post on Facebook? How do you follow up? How do you present? You can learn the skills. And the third thing is you got to have a game plan. Map to executive, leader in action. That's your game plan. That's the formula to be successful. Number 1 is your mindset. Number 2 are your skills. And number 3 is follow the game plan that Isagenix gives you. Trina is teaching you guys the skills, right? Eric Worre will teach you the skills. Isagenix will teach you the skills. Isagenix gives you the game plan, the map to executive, the leader in action formula. But your job is the inner game. Your job is to work on your mindset. So find a way to do that and you'll be successful. So I hope that's helpful. 8 on the button. Hello, that was pretty awesome. 1 hour.
Nailed it. Nailed it. You guys, this call has been an hour of just like incredible advice, incredible coaching. Erin, I can't say enough about how much I love you and value you and honor you. And I'm just so grateful that you have taken your time tonight to just do this, because whoever is on this call, I just see their businesses exploding, their results exploding, their teams exploding, because this is all seeds. Okay. And it's falling on good soil. Every single person that came and jumped on this call is obviously good soil because you took the time to care enough about yourself to show up. So thank you guys all for who showed up on this call. It's incredible that you're here. I know many people wanted to be here. They're on other team calls. Maybe they jumped on kind of late because they had one at 7:30, whatever it is. This call is recorded. We're going to be posting it. I know for myself, this is going to be on repeat this week in my bathroom when I'm having my shower, when I'm doing my makeup, when I'm driving my car. It's going to be on repeat, right? Because once you get that in there, like, right, when she's vacuuming, when she's walking the dog, when she's doing these things, she's taking all this advice and she's learning it. Like, we can all be masters of this information by the end of the month if you continually read and go over it and do the work, right? It just like, you can't get the results unless you put the food, the Isagenix products, in your mouth, in your hole, right? So you got to put them in your mouth to get the results. You got to do the work on yourself to be able to get these mindset results so that you can succeed. So I am just so stoked about all this information that we have. Is there any quick questions? I know we've just hit an hour. So is there any quick questions that anyone want to unmute yourself and ask Erin before we end this call tonight?
And I just want to say, Tanash, you're in the UK. It's like 4 a.m. for you. Is that like legit? Are you up or?
Yes, I'm up. I thought this was going to be a very important phone call, so I thought I'll wait for it. And it's changed my life, so I'm quite glad that it was quite worth it to stay up for.
You are the sweetest, and you have great energy. Thank you so much for sharing with us. That really meant a lot.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. That was a game changer. I'm looking forward to tomorrow now when I wake up.
I want you to make your vision board, okay?
Awesome. Definitely. Thank you very much.
Go start the research.
I love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tanash, for having the vulnerability to volunteer like that, because that was so helpful for other people to be able to see how this whole thing works. So well done on you and for jumping on, especially at that time. That's amazing. Is there any other questions that we have on the call? Anybody want to ask Erin anything? Or if you're not comfortable saying it out loud, you want to post it in the chat box, go ahead and do that, because we're going to wrap up really quick.
Or even if you have a takeaway, like an aha moment, and I'm going to have some of my wine.
Awesome.
Sunday night. Okay, guys, I just want you to know, like, I still do this work all the time. All the time. You know,
you're an inspiration. I'm super thankful.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy. Awesome. Guys, feel free to follow me if you want on Facebook. I do lives on this. Follow Byron Katie. Like, the work, this woman is crazy. Like, she took the whole field of human psychology and drilled it down to 4 questions. She was basically a woman in her 30s and fell out of bed one day and just asked herself, like, what if I didn't believe my thoughts? I'd be free. Like if I didn't believe my thinking, then I would be free from all my suffering. So she wrote the book, Loving What Is, Byron Katie. And she's got great YouTube videos, and she basically just drilled down that to, soul session. I met Byron Katie. Yeah, it's just crazy good. But don't get caught in too much personal development. Don't get into action, right? So we want to marry all of those things together. So thanks, guys. And if anyone's really stuck, like I'm happy to do a call with you. Like I can find your thought in about 15 minutes flat, or actually about 3 minutes. Well, just as Trina, I can find your limiting belief in about 3 minutes flat.
Yeah, you did good. She was like, and we got it.
Yeah. So we find that limiting belief. I can take you through the work. It's what I love to do. It's what I was meant to do on this earth. So I'm really happy to help you guys.
We can message you on Facebook, right?
Yeah, send me a message. By the way, side hack with Facebook. If you're friending someone and you want them to see the message, do the hand wave first.
Ooh.
And then you don't go into that random weird inbox. You actually go in their inbox. You know that weird, I don't know, invisible inbox? Friend them and do the hand wave, and then you should go in their regular inbox, okay?
Awesome. Well, thank you again. And thanks everyone for jumping on. So this call all got started because we wanted to help our team get to where we were, right? We want to, that's our goal in this whole thing, is we don't want to just get to the top and look back and be like, oh, hi back there, everyone. We want to take everyone with us. So these calls, I committed 3 weeks ago to doing these calls every single Sunday night, 8 p.m., like same time. It's never going to change. The time's never going to change. So come and join us next week, same time. We're going to be having a master connector, Tanis Heron, jumping on. She's going to be sharing her secrets to how to get to building your team, making executives. She's going to be sharing her step-by-step process. You guys don't want to miss this. The reason we brought Erin on before that is that we can teach you every single skill in the book. You can master it, but if you don't master your mind, you're literally a car without gas. So do the work. Join us next week. I am so excited that you guys were here. I'm so excited, Erin, for all this information. Thank you so much. And if you guys want, I'm going to take a quick screenshot. So turn on your cameras, smile, and we're going to say cheese.
Nash is in his pajamas probably, though.
Yeah, way to go. Okay, so say cheese, everyone. Awesome. We will see you back here next week. Have a blessed night and take care. Bye, guys.